On today's episode of the Film Breakdown Show, we look at the Denver Broncos. Their defense is one of the best in the NFL. What do they do well? I think it's the man coverage. I think it's some of the pressures. We take a look at that. And then Bo Nix. Is he a good football player or is he not? I think the truth lies somewhere in between. It all starts right now. Welcome to the Film Breakdown Show. I'm Logan Paulson here with just the guy Jason, as always, and we are in the Big Bear AI Command Center studio, and we're going to do a quick breakdown of this Denver Broncos matchup on Sunday Night Football, which is always exciting. So I have to talk about my own biases. You know, you listen to national media, prepping for the show, you hear they got 49 sacks, it's going crazy, everyone's super excited, right? And I thought, oh man, they got, Cooper, they got Benito, they got all these guys, Allen, that are great pass rushers. They're going to rush with 4 a lot. But that was a little bit of a surprise to me to see that they are in this type of third down structure quite a bit. So not only are they not rushing with 4, they do, but they have a good, well-designed blitz package, and they have good, aggressive coverage structure. So let's talk about this real quick. I'll let the play run. It's a little completion to CeeDee Lamb here in the slot. Now let's talk about what I'm seeing here. So I see man coverage on the perimeter, and they're going to drop, I think, Cooper out here to be the plug player. This is going to be your middle field safety. So you end up kind of with, and they also drop this player out too. So you end up with kind of a 2-man on the perimeter, 3 players underneath, and some type of match. And so what I'm talking about is, let's take a look. So really, these 3 players are matching these 2 offensive players. They basically lock these guys on the perimeter, and then you get the free safety running kind of free to the football here. So the reason I think it's match is because if you watch 15 and 0, they both have eyes on the quarterback here. And the second that Dak looks like he's going to throw the football, watch Cooper's eyes, how they flash over here to this player, and then I think that's Benito flashing to CeeDee Lamb here, and they're able to make this nice tackle before the sticks. The other thing I want to point out, too, is they have a free run into the quarterback, and it's because, honestly, they have a really well-designed blitz, which we're going to talk about here more. So just, again, a little bit more aggressive with the man coverage stuff than I thought they would be. I thought they'd be rushing for playing man, but also having some zone, which they do, but the aggressiveness and the urgency to play man coverage was a little surprising to me. Let's talk about this cross dog that they're running here. So this is not a complicated pressure, right? It's a cross dog. So cross meaning we're going to just cross these 2 players on the interior. We're going to drop this player out. He's going to loop to the edge. He's going to drop out. He's going to rush, and then we're going to bring the corner off the edge. So we're bringing just 5-man pressure here. And the thing that sticks out to me immediately when you watch this, I'm going to let it run, is just how well coached and how detailed everyone is in this. And this is, to me, the sign of a good defense. Watch this guy rush and attack the outside shoulder so the tackle can't push through. Watch Cooper step up before dropping out. Watch this player pick the hip of the guard and then penetrate as opposed to just trying to penetrate. And watch Allen loop to his coverage responsibility. Like, this is how you draw this up on paper, and it's very well executed. This over here with this man side of the protection, because Cooper does what he's supposed to do, and because this player does what he's supposed to do, you get a free runner on the quarterback on a protection that you should be picked up on, right? They have 6 guys in here in pass protection. We should be good. Because of our execution, we're able to get home with 5 as the Denver Broncos. So, again, I don't see them running cross dog every single week. I think that might have been a Dallas game plan specific thing. But I do see 5-man rushes more than I thought I would, given the kind of headlines this pass rush has been getting. So I just wanted to point that out. Well coached, well executed, specifically on third down. You're going to see some of this stuff. So what's the solution? What's our protection plan, right? Can we execute our protections better than they execute their rush? That's a big thing. And then what's our solution for man coverage? Now, let's take a look at their man coverage. And I think this is a really good example of, this is like textbook man coverage to me. This is a 4-man rush. So like I said, it's not like they're bringing 5-man rushes all the time. They rely on these guys quite a bit. But this is a hurry. This counts as a pressure for them. And I look at this and I say, man, the rush wasn't dominant or overbearing here. It's the coverage that leads to this pressure. So let's take a look at the man coverage stuff. Let's start with our guy Moss at the bottom. He's been catching a lot of heat. I think this is pretty gosh darn good by him, right? he does a really good job here of kind of feathering inside and then working back hip to the receiver as he goes. And just watch how this plays out. Feather inside, he releases vertical. I'm in the back hip. I can defend go. I can defend comeback. He's in the perfect spot. CJ Stroud, obviously checking out his boy Collins out here, has to turn it down and move on to the next progression. Let's go to the next guy, this nickel player here. This is, I think, should be open. This is kind of a knife or a dagger concept. The difference between knife and dagger, in my opinion, is the read on dagger is basically like this route here is like a love of the game route. You're throwing the dagger 100%. On knife, it is a two-man progression. This is one, this is two. True 1-2 progression. So I go comeback as my one down here. It's dead. I go to this through. Great job by this through player here, getting a little bit of body contact and then running with this route here to make the quarterback say no, right? I even look up here at the dig. Like there's not a lot of air here when this ball is ready to be thrown, right? And that's tough to go all the way back, but there's nobody here. We got guys matching the flats. Like this is about as good a man coverage as you could probably see in the NFL, really well executed. And these guys hang on long enough for Allen, who to me, I get shades of J.J. Watt from him as a pass rusher, wins versus the guard, even though it's a little bit late in the down. So this ends up being a quarterback hit, incomplete pass, 3rd and 5, because the man coverage is outstanding in this look. And so that's the other thing. So staying out of 3rd down, 3rd and long, that's tough to do. But again, 1st and 2nd down efficiency, I think everyone can think about the Miami game, Chris Rodriguez, how well he was running the football. Here, like what is our plan versus man coverage? Can we get into a bunch or a stack? Can we get into like this position here with these receivers and basically work some type of release where we get a pick or a rub and allow one of these guys to come wide open and not allow them to play this kind of picture-perfect technique that we're seeing from a guy like Riley Moss down here at the bottom. So 1st and 2nd down efficiency, and then what is our coverage plan or solution versus man coverage? Big deal in this game. Now let's talk about Sean Payton, this offense, and Bo Nix specifically. So this has been a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. Is everyone says, oh, you got to be under center to run the football, to run play action. I think you just got to be a little bit creative with it. They're in the pistol here, so the pistol is the quarterback's there. The back is directly behind him, and we're just going to get a reverse out by the quarterback here. And watch what this reverse out, it hides the ball from the defense. These linebackers all have to step up in the line of scrimmage. We get exactly what we want in terms of one-on-ones on the perimeter. So, again, I think this play action is pretty effective here. You get good play action pass protection. And then now we get our one-on-ones outside here with which is exactly what you're looking for in the play action pass game, right? You're getting this one-on-one and this one-on-one here. So if you look at the media and you listen to what they say about Bo Nix and you kind of look at his statistical profile, he's got a very low average depth of target. He throws a lot of passes. I think he's got the fourth highest number of passes attempted in the NFL. This is the area of his game that I think is lacking a little bit. These deep shots down the field. I think he gets this ball a little bit flatter than I would like, quite honestly, right? It just doesn't get enough arc. The receiver can't adjust to it. And this is an element of their offense that isn't very good, right? They just can't find these explosive chunks down the field. They think Sean Payton wants to be a run-first, play-action football team, screens, quick intermediate passing game on 1st down, and then can we find these explosive opportunities? And they just haven't hit on it the way you think. And so people hear me say that, and they say, oh, well, obviously Bo Nix isn't playing well. I don't think that's true because, like, when you look at this Kansas City game specifically, like they're going to run what I would call, this is a horn concept. So you're going to get a through here by this player. He's going to run a dig. This guy's going to come up and run a sit. And so as you watch as this distributes, like we're going to manipulate coverage here with the route. Well-coached football team here also. Like watch him attack this guy's inside shoulder, then break in to like create a little throwing window here for the dig. See that? That's big time right there. See how this guy has to attach? This guy has to attach to this player. And now we get this nice window here for the dig route. And this is not an easy throw. I know they created a nice window here because the routes did a great job distributing. This is not an easy throw, but this is a big-time throw by Bo Nix here. Whoop, throwing that slice in. This is 3rd and long. So I think on this sequence, if I remember correctly, it was like a boot, incomplete pass. It was a run. And then after the run, they're in 3rd and long, and he delivers this and keeps them on schedule. He's done this kind of stuff all year. And I think this also shows to me the importance of disguising your coverages, right? That's something Dan Quinn's been talking a lot about. Right now, with this guy kind of here, pushing there, this guy's rotating down, they're definitely getting to some type of cover 3 look, right? 1, 2, 3 across the back. What if we were able to kind of, and so if I'm the quarterback and I see this, I know that this guy's going to be the hook player here. So as a quarterback, I'm only looking at this one player, on horn specifically, right? Because check me out. If he comes down and buzzes, this guy attaches to the quick through, this guy attaches to the quick through, which he does. Now I know that, and this guy attaches to the pivot. Now I know my window for the dig is insured, and I can let it rip. Just think about it. If we held this disguise a little bit better, this guy was back here, this guy was over here, and it looked like true 2. And then late in the cadence, I buzz down. Because if I keep it high, if this guy stays high here, this is the player that the quarterback is looking to read for the dig, right? So now I'm looking at the wrong person technically to see if the dig's going to be there. And this guy, this safety, would buzz down from a too high look and intercept this dig throw and possibly get a turnover. Instead, we kind of pre-declare the look. It's a little bit easier read, easy completion for Courtland Sutton, who's having a great year, by the way, and Bo Nix, who, again, despite not having the deep stuff down the field, still has these intermediate targets, and it does it as a really high level. And I think another great example of this is watching him work this progression. So they're going to run a stick concept with a flat and a stick here. And then on the backside of stick, something I like that I've seen a little bit more is like a pivot and a dig on the backside of stick, which I think times up a little bit better than the traditional stick stuff, which is like over the ball here, because when you get this kind of spacing on the backside, especially with stick, these linebackers, they just clamp this stuff and there's nowhere to go with the football. And you end up having to check the ball back down to the back, and then everyone rallies and tackles on stick, which is a quick game concept. So let's just look at Bo Nix here, right? So he's going to check the flat. You see his eyes right here. Check the flat. The flat's dead. He doesn't like it. He moves quickly to number 2, which is the stick. Doesn't like the stick. Not great versus man-to-man coverage here. You see how this is distributed on the backside, right? You're getting this dig here, and you're getting this sit here, and then you're forcing this linebacker to rally and chase this back to the flat, and we've created a nice big throwing window here. So great job by Bo working through his progression, and then this throw right here, I know this may not look like a big deal, but it is a tight window throw off of a full field progression. And I love this for him, right? I love the concept. I love the execution. I love the offensive line. That's something else we didn't talk about really this week in the shows, is these guys are playing pretty good football. And you got a bunch of guys here who I think can win one-on-one. Like this player here, Boyles, really good player. McGlinchey's playing well, specifically in the run game. And their right guard is doing a great job as well. So look at this pocket they've got. They allow him to work through the progression. He's able to check this dig. And this is a tough throw. Like, look at his feet. They're not exactly, like, locked in. This is an open throwing base. Don't love to see that all the time. But he's got enough arm power and arm talent to get that ball out there and get this ball completed to Pat Bryant, who's having a pretty good year. So while they don't have this explosive vertical passing attack, I think Bo Nix actually does a pretty good job of staying on schedule. So my question is, like, can you disguise some stuff? Can you create a little bit of a pass rush? We saw Dan Quinn last week bringing some pressures on third down, pivotal moments that put the defense in a good spot to be successful. So love to see that. Can we see more of that? And can we see some more disguises just to disrupt him a little bit, right? They don't ask him to score a lot of points because they really lean on their defense. So defensively, we just got to stay in the fight. And then offensively, can we score more than 22 points? And that's going to be the question for this game. Can't wait to watch it. Prime time, another opportunity for the Commanders to get right. And can't wait to see what they do versus the Denver Broncos.
This show was filmed at the Big Bear AI Command Center studio. Big Bear AI offers mission-ready AI for a rapidly evolving world, proudly protecting the Washington Commanders and its fans.